Vietnam is home to 7 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and one of the most popular is Hoi An, located 45 minutes drive south of Da Nang on the central coast. This vibrant port town dates back 2,000 years, with a history spanning the Cham Kingdom, the Ming Dynasty, and a more modern Vietnam. And that unique blend of foreign and indigenous influences can be seen through the colourful streets. Hoi An means peaceful meeting place, and having been awarded UNESCO World Heritage status in 1999, this quaint town welcomes 2.7 million tourists per year, 70% of who are international visitors. The Hoi An Old Town is a well-preserved example of a Southeast Asian trading port, with its lazy river lined by mustard yellow merchant houses with tiled roofs and traditional wood motifs. Hoi An can be explored by foot or on bike, where you can discover temples, pagodas and ancient houses with traditional artefacts on display. This living heritage reflects a diverse fusion of Chinese, Vietnamese and European inhabitants through Hoi An's history. Midway between Hoi An and Da Nang is Montgomery Links, opened 8 years ago as the first course on Vietnam's increasingly popular Gulf Coast. Designed by 8-time European Order of Merit winner Colin Montgomery, this striking layout is a fun and forgiving challenge. Montgomery took the natural characteristics of the land and crafted an 18-hole course that appealed to his Scottish sensibilities. With sandy soil and wind-blown dunes, this is links golf played in a climate a world away from Monty's homeland.
He was very interested in silhouettes and shapes. He brought that Scottish feel and links feel with him into the design of what you see here at the golf course. It's pretty well set up, I think, as he played the game, more from a strategy perspective. So when you do play the golf course here, although there is a lot of sand, if you play with strategy in mind, it's set up that way that they're not particularly in play unless you get offline or get out of position.
Montgomery Links is a championship course stretching to 7,100 yards. But with massive greens, this is a user-friendly layout for the mid to high handicapper.
I think one of the great things about this course is the paspalum grass that we use here is a great grass. It stripes up beautifully. It's in great condition all year round. And being a risk-reward golf course, from the blue tees, from the white tees, it's not a course that at the end of the day you've lost 3 dozen golf balls and you've got a nice old headache. It's a very playable course, and if you play well, you'll score well around here, and I think that's one of the great advantages of this course.
Featuring rippled fairways and dotted by pine trees, there is plenty to test your game at Montgomery Links. So let's take a tour of some of the standout holes, beginning midway through a forgiving front 9.
The first is number 5. It's the shortest hole on the golf course. It kind of reminds me of the 12th at Augusta. The green is set up the same way, water in front, but it only plays at about 120 yards. So it's a great challenge for all players. We know a lot of our guests have a lot of fun playing that hole, and it's a good hole for them to get in there and have the opportunity to hit a close shot. And the next hole is a shortish par 5 that shapes round to the left from the tee. I call it a risk-reward hole because if you can get the drive away and catch a little bit of a downslope, you can run down to around about 220 yards from the green. And of course, from there, we all believe that we've got the skill and distance to get it on. And, we stand there and think, can we run this up through the throat of the green into the middle of the green? So it's potentially a par 5 where, most players, even the averages, may be able to get home for 2. So it gives them a great feeling.
Early in the back 9 are 2 holes that are favourites of Colin Montgomery.
Our signature hole is hole number 12. From the tee box, it's a par 5. From the tee box, it looks pretty well like a sea of bunkers, but it actually sets up, there's a driving section, a layup section over some cross bunkers, and then a pitch into a very well-guarded green. And I think that this pretty well sets up the way he played the game. It also has the clubhouse in the background. It looks great when you're playing, so it really is one of our signature holes. Yes! I know for a fact that he was very, very happy with hole number 13. It's a fairly long par 4. Plays away straight back away from the clubhouse. There's cross bunkers there, but again, they're at around about 260, 270. So for us average players, they're not really in play with the drive. It goes up to a slightly elevated green that takes a little bit of shape from left to right. And again, very much like the designer himself, shaping the ball left to right throughout his whole career.
Being a modern design, the club has brand new practice facilities where locals and visiting golfers can hone their game.
Montgomery Links has got one of the greatest practice fairway driving range, chipping and putting green facilities that I've ever seen. We run a full-time golf academy. We have a designated teaching professional. We have a 32 undercover or outdoor driving range, great chipping and putting area, bunkers. And through the academy, we offer schools and opportunities for people to come in. We also believe that the Golf Academy is a great way to introduce people to the game. We feel it's very much part of what we're here to do. We have 2 restaurants. There's an operating restaurant at the driving range, standing alone, and we also have Birdie's restaurant, which is located in the front of the clubhouse here with a great view out to the 18th hole. We also have a function room upstairs where we have done very large corporate events worldwide. We've been very lucky to have some big brands such as Barclays. Also, Turner Communications have decided to bring corporate events to the Central Coast, Da Nang being pretty accessible now and a good part of the world to be doing that sort of thing.
With its modern clubhouse and on-site accommodation, Montgomery Links is a perfect base to stay and play golf on Vietnam's Central Coast. There are 74 pool villas set in the heart of the course, with a hotel soon to be opened and then a beachside resort which will be accessed via a tunnel underneath the first hole. All just a chip shot from Ha Mai Beach, described by Forbes magazine as one of the 10 most beautiful beaches in the world. With nearby courses designed by Norman, Faldo and Luke Donald, Montgomery Links has inspired the golfing boom in what is now known as Vietnam's Gulf Coast, where rounds have increased from 15,000 to 50,000 rounds played per year.
Our purpose is we build up the resort and Montgomery Links and make it as a highlight point for all the people come to Central Coast and visit our Montgomery Links. They can play golf and also can stay in the 5-star hotel there. And we will provide many activities on the beach. We have a great facility now for the golfer to come to Montgomery Links.
8 years ago, there wasn't any golf to be played in the destination. There wasn't even a driving range. So this course was developed, started about 11 years ago, and was opened 3 years after that. And, we've gone from very few golf rounds to becoming, almost full at different times of the year. It was only slightly after our opening that the golf club next door, Da Nang, also opened, and then once we were a 2-course operation, we really started to see some inbound tourists, coming to the destination.
Whether it's a long weekend package or an extended stay to enjoy all 4 courses and the UNESCO heritage sites like Hoi An, Vietnam's Gulf Coast is undoubtedly Southeast Asia's hottest golfing holiday spot.
It's been great to see the growth in the game. And I think it's a combination of not only great golf courses, great year-round conditions, but the excitement of somewhere new, a new destination. And Vietnam is a beautiful country, and it has the people are beautiful people and friendly people, and there's no problems with security or any issues like that. The city of Da Nang is very, very progressive. It's a real entry point now into the country rather than the north and south. We have well over 100 international flights a week coming in now. This increase in the interest in the destination, not only for golf tourism and in general tourism, is really on the rise.
Catch Holden Golf World Thursdays and Saturdays.